The New York Liberty have been called a super team before, but now they're actually a super team. Welcome in or welcome back, talking about the New York Liberty today. And newsflash, they're going to be pretty good. We do have a lot to get to. I do want to talk about the coaching change, though, and what we can expect from Chris DeMarco. First and foremost, I don't think that Sandy Brondello was the problem in New York. In coaching, though, for any sport at any level, your voice has an expiration date. And unfortunately for her, it was just time to move on. I absolutely expect her to kill it in Toronto, though. I am not worried about that at all. For Chris DeMarco, though, it is going to give a new perspective to this team. Because Chris DeMarco came from the Steve Kerr coaching tree and was part of all 4 championship runs for the Golden State Warriors. He's seen what it's take to get at the top of the mountain multiple times in a very short succession, and I think he wants to bring that mentality to New York. Because let's not forget, we're only 2 years removed from a championship in New York. I think he wants to restore that glory. And now he definitely has the roster for it. This roster construction is so good, and it all starts with the point guard. Sabrina continues her career as one of the best guards in the league, was an all-star last year, 18 points a game, 5 assists, really solid. And especially in the last 2 years, I think that she's been in a shooting slump. Suffice it to say, 3 years ago now, she shot 44% from 3, and the highest that she's been since is 33%. Not so great. And the dynamic over the last couple of years has been weird with the trio of Sabrina, Stewie, and Jonquel Jones. A lot of times it was my turn, your turn. I think now that we have a more defined roles in the offense, I think that there's an opportunity for her to simplify her role. I still think she's going to be great in the mid-range. I still think that she's going to be a great facilitator, but because of the more defined role, I think that she's going to be able to pick her spots better, so her field goal percentage is going to increase. Breanna Stewart also re-signed, and we know what we can get from her at this point in her career. 18 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 stocks a game, super efficient as well. Not from 3, mind you. Those two have seemed to have fallen off of a cliff. But again, same thing with Sabrina. I feel like because there is more offensive firepower on this team now with someone who we'll get to in a second, they could simplify the roles, so their field goal percentage is going to increase. And to round out this 3-headed dragon, Jonquel Jones came back as well. What we got last year from her, 14 points a game and 42% from 3. Over the last couple of years, this team has been blessed with talent, and I don't think that Jonquel Jones gets the respect that she deserves as a former MVP, but she is definitely going to get her shine this year because she's going to be wide open a lot. There are a couple role players on this team now that re-signed or signed here in some cases that I think are going to get lost in the shuffle, but not for me. I think they are going to be integral to this team's success. The biggest name in that group, at least in my opinion, is the unsung hero of that championship run and that championship season, Benijah Laney Hamilton. I will never know why she wasn't employed last year. Beyond me, actually. But we're only a couple years removed from her being a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, and we know what she can bring. Defensive intensity, 12 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And again, because Sabrina and Stewie are not great three-point shooters as of right now, she shot 40% the last time she was employed. Again, not sure why she wasn't employed in the first place last year, but I think she's going to be able to make up for it this year being back home in New York. And the last one that I'm really interested in is Han Zhu. At the time of recording, the Liberty have played 1 preseason game, and she looked fantastic. 6'10", really quick on her feet, great shooter, great release. I feel like this could be a very big cheat code, and it's honestly a miracle that we got here to this point because the last time that she was in the WNBA, she averaged 1.5 points a game. I thought that she was just going to be on her way out of the league forever. And while I definitely don't think that she's going to get something like 20 minutes a game and be a really nice contributor on this team, to have something like that in your back pocket is super valuable. And then, of course, the move that surprised everybody, myself included, is the weapon X of this situation, Satou Sabally. After 1 year in Phoenix, she's heading to New York, and I really think that she's going to open up this team's offense. And I don't necessarily think that we have to look at last year in Phoenix to get some sort of idea of what she could be on this team. I think we need to look at her last year in Dallas. It was a limited sample size because of injury, 15 games, but she averaged 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. She's 6'4", great handle, great size, great speed, great strength, and shot 45% from 3. As much as I like Sabrina being that point guard and being the traditional facilitator, I think if we allow Satou to be this point forward role, this can allow everybody else to just eat. And when it comes down to it, when you have those 4 on the floor, Sabrina, Stewie, Satou, and Jonquel, who are you supposed to guard? Here's the decision that the defense now has to make with those 4 on the floor. Do we guard the unicorn that can do literally everything on the basketball floor? Do we guard the former MVP in Breanna Stewart? Do we guard the former MVP in Jonquel Jones? Or do we guard the point guard that can shoot from 35? There is no good answer to that question. So, depending on the matchup, someone is going to go off every single night for the Liberty. And again, I don't know how likely it is because I'm not sure she's actually going to get a ton of playing time. In my head, there's an absolute death lineup of Sabrina at the 1, Satou at the 2, Stewie at the 3, Jonquel at the 4, and Hanzu at the 5. Matchup advantages everywhere. There's literally nothing that you can do about that. It is very unlikely just based on the roster construction, but I do need to see it just one time this year. I would normally take some time to talk about the draft picks now, and they did have one, the 41st overall pick in Manuela Puig. I'm not sure if she's actually going to come over this year. At the time of recording, I can't find anything that's confirming or denying that case, but I am interested to see how she'll be able to translate, because last year when she played in the WNBA, she only averaged 4 points a game. But she is 19 years old. All 19-year-olds that come to the WNBA have a learning curve to get over. They have things to learn. So it could be a draft and stash this year. If not, she's going to get reps pretty early on and be a valuable piece in a couple years. The Liberty do have a couple of departures. One of them really hurts my heart, but I do think that there needs to be somebody who steps up in their absence. Emma Miesemann and Kennedy Burke combined for 21 points a game. That's not exactly insignificant if you ask me. Again, I do think that the starting 5 will have a ton of offensive firepower, but you do need that bench scoring. I do definitely think that they could do it by committee. It's not going to be solely on the starting 5 to get that done. Their bench pieces are pretty nice, but they are going to be missed. And then the last one that really hurts my heart, and I think it hurts a lot of other fans' heart, is Natasha Cloud, because I think that she should be on a roster somewhere. I know that she only spent 1 year in New York, but it really felt like she had been here her whole life. And of course, even though this team is very offensively overpowered, we're going to miss her defensive intensity. Really solid playmaker as well. 10 points a game, 5 assists, really does everything on the floor. It hasn't happened yet at the time of recording, but I am manifesting that she does get picked up, hopefully by Atlanta. The only thing left to talk about now is how we feel like we're going to do this year. And again, newsflash, they're going to be pretty good. If this team finishes any worse than third, the whole thing needs to be blown up. If this team finishes any worse than second, they had to deal with some injuries. And if this team finishes any worse than first, this whole thing did not go the way I expected. I haven't done their season preview yet. I do think that the Aces are still the team to beat. They have the best player in the world by a mile, so they're going to have to run through them. In the Eastern Conference, though, I think it's the Liberty and then everybody else. This team is just way too talented. It has way too many great players. It has way too many great role players. This needs to be a team that cruises through the regular season and on their way to the WNBA Finals. They do play the game on a basketball floor and not on paper, so we'll have to see. But I would bet a lot of money, if I was a gambling man, that this team was going to make it to the WNBA Finals pretty easily. But what do you think? Do you think that Satou Sabally is going to really open up this team like I do? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're down there, check my description. Got a link tree with all of my socials. Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, here on YouTube, obviously, and also have a Discord community that I would love for you to be a part of. But that's going to do it for me today. Be kind, tell somebody you love them, and I'll see you in the next one.
Barely scraping by, trying to stop puffing. I'm trying to be one of the greats.